Right, so hi there. Today is the speaking, 10 minutes speaking, but I don't know what times it is. Right, let's do it. But most your people said the chair. It's not about what culture they went into, it's about the identity they feel about their own drive, their own ambitions, their own curiosity. I can say from the area in which I grew up, I don't give a process what you say to me, okay? You can only be rotten if your back is bent. On my tombstone, and what? And the happy epitaph, be ashamed to die until you have set course of victory for humanity. Many people look for meaning in life. As those coming to undergrad on behind the tree. His, this is my meaning. You have more power than that. You have the power to create meaning in your life. So that possibly look for it. Meaning to me is to know more about the world today than it is yesterday. It has its meaning for me. If it accumulates and grows daily, in a month, you know way more than you did just 10 days later, so you continue to grow. The first person, me person, will find meaning. You will try to create meaning, so that started early teens. You can line the stand between people who transgress, but do not hold power over you. That's the famous quote from Martin Luther King. You can only be rather if you practice bent. But I grew up, it was common to hear the phrase, stick in a sword and break my bones, but words will never hurt me. I haven't heard the phrase in a long time. I don't hear it recited in elementary schools, but I think what happened over years is we came to learn at a civil reason that words can be hurtful, that's defend in mental health. What I see, the flip side of corn, however, is people are less able to deal with really same people who are out today, who grew up today, who calling their names. I can say what era with the grew up. I would get rust up you say to me. Unless you can between me and some call, then I'll have to navigate in some way. If they're an interested person or just as a person or a person with some kind of crucial bias, I want to know that. Actually, I want to say everything you want to say. Then I'll say, okay, that's who you are. That's how you're thinking. So what do you do? Because you in a way, do they grow around you, live over you? Or do you go this way and then come to the opposite side? It's longer, it's more effort, it's more energy. But also level is taught of some different way. I can say you're being aggressive, you're being, and that's not, you're the navigator. I think high school, that's where you learn about how to deal with difficult people. There are people who are nasty. You have to navigate to them. There are people who you cannot interact with. For a reason or rather, you can be couple next in your workplace. So I think we undervalue the total social part that people are less tossed into the high experience. But when I say all people have to learn more about how to deal with all these people, hey, how to deal with people is now your portfolio, your motivation for your get. You have to count. They has a vision statement and they have grit. Okay, you're knocked out. So back up and try another way. You can knock out again. This was successful. Either with super well, or fluence, or just story. And like the last process for me, what do for public? 80+% of it is driven by duty, not by ambition. That's how I put it. This I ended up hosting Cosmo 2014 and Dream. We do a Carl Sagan who is really talented. She approached me and said, would you consider hosting Comet? I said, I don't. There's a dozen people, maybe half a dozen artists who chose this opportunity and don't need to do this. But we don't. But they talk about it. They said, and we meet Carl when I was 17. I was playing the college, it was Cornell, been accepted to Cornell, but didn't know what college I want to go to. And the message official, there wasn't too many comments there, they want for applicants to him. What's the reaction? He sent me a letter. Read his letter and open it says anything you like in the sense of my life. We want to publish the campus to have you decide if you want to go to Cornell. He met me after spirit on a Saturday. He did something back which background book himself and was on the book and signed it to me. This is a future Arsenal single card. Then the day I'm going to go back to New York begins to know, and it's the often December in Ataka. He says he's my phone number. Girls can get through. First now, spend the night with my family and go back tomorrow. I'm thinking, who am I? Why? I'm nobody. There was somebody to him. And I said to myself, as you're more than he is, I will just students the way he had treated me. If we can force this memory into this commas, then I have a way to justify who I am as the next host because thoughts become past. It wasn't past in 2004, it passed in 1935. The new Testament future as genre as another book. What is adult sciented? But the kids really lost curiosity. But most of the people who have this need share is about what's close to put into. It's by their own initiative, their own drive, their own ambitions, their own curiosity. That is not taught in school. Sadly, school in few years of this empty vessel that we put information in. That's over here, you get a high grade, you praised. You may even put comrades speech. You may become the sectors and movers of the world. I don't think of. You come around the steps until the start of school. You're not singing the endless copper song. School's out forever. You'll be a sad song. You'll be singing G. A little girl, 2 3 months without learning anything. You'll be sad that school is over. Not happy. And so, you leave school. You just say, you know how to learn. I don't have curiosity of all things I have yet to be exposed to. I don't now become a lifelong learner. I read things that take me to places that people think. What was about your dad that impacted you so much that they used to curiosity of this course of wisdom, discipline in his life, and his exactly communicated to me in the big example, or just it's a statement. In high school, he was in gym class, he was lining up, he was about to meet the editor, and other club, and he was checking field. And the gym instructor pointed me further on the line and said, "See attention, if we look at him, he doesn't have body tap to we excel in check." And he says, "What? No one is going to tell me what they can do in my life." And he used that as a reason to start running. Within a few years of that, he became world class. In 1948, the Olympics was necessary to come back to us because we still really going from the Second World War. Instead, they were still in Olympics. It's called the GI Olympics and it was held in Hitler Stadium. So competing in the stadium in the late 1940s, the reason why I'm saying that is there's a friend of mine named Johnny Johnson. They were competing against New York Athletic Club. New York Club at the time accepted only white Protestants. So another club, the Pioneer Club, we took everybody who would accepted into the New York Athletic Club, basically black and Jews. And his best friend, Johnny Johnson, okay, was coming around the back stretch, might be no qualifying coming from the straight away. And the runner from Athletic was few spaces behind him, and Johnny Johnson overhears as runner's couch saying, "Catch that nigger." And he overhears this. And so when he said to himself, he said, "This is one nigger that he got on the catch that is extended his lead to the finish line." And it's the story, not to any Peter tone. It was his education to parlay what today may be called microaggression into a reason to excel even more than you and expect your abilities and talents. That's my last question. What what's the impact you want to have the word? My impact would be people learn from me in a way they are empowered, but we talk to them. So they think what they learn from me, you no longer think of me. They think of their own pace of understanding of how this world works and become irrelevant. And because people will say this choose because they didn't say so and they failed. That's not how you teach someone. That's teaching them by authority. I don't know, that's no. I want to know what will teach you how to think about the word. You say every have a new way to understand the word and you just turn off. You don't even look back because a new level of hunger are descended upon you and neither turns to feed that hunger not accessible to you. So impact would be that other is impacted and if you remember have something to do with it. Okay, so uh, in this speaking, I feel that it is a pretty good stuff for me to you know improve my skill and I feel really good about this. And I think that my speaking skill, my pronunciation skill, it has improved so far in the last 6 months. And I thank you to myself that I can prepare this chance and never give up. Focus on every day. You do this every day without stopping to achieve the thing I want. To improve my speaking skill, I really appreciate myself right now. And by this, I'm gonna do everything to improve my speaking skills as well as my English skills. Okay, so I think that is the end of today. Just turn this off.